What's up YouTube? In this video I'm going to be talking about the new features in the iPhone 7 Plus and my first impressions of them. Okay, so let's get to it. I've had my phone now for about a week and I absolutely love it. As I said, I have the iPhone 7 Plus in jet black and I've been using the Spigen, I believe it's the Ultra Hybrid case, where it's clear on the back, and I love it so far. As you can see, you still get the reflection, but I haven't had any problems with scratches yet, which is very good because I've heard a lot of people have been scratching their phone and getting the micro abrasions. Let me just wipe it off right now. So, still looking very nice. I'm coming from the iPhone 6, so this was a pretty big upgrade for me. I've been loving like all the 3D touch that I missed out with the iPhone 6s, and I was actually really kind of getting disappointed with my iPhone 6 Plus because the battery was so terrible. It wouldn't last a day, and it had this weird thing where if I was out in cold weather or a gust of cold wind came by, it would just shut off. And it wouldn't be dead, it would just be at like 20 or 30% and just shut off and say, I can't turn it back on until I plug it in. And then you plug it back in and it's back at 20 to 30%. So this is great having a new phone like this. The battery is awesome. If I'm really not pushing it, I can easily get 2 days of use out of it. If I'm using it throughout the day, I'm down at like 30%, which is like great because all you really need is a day. You just need to get through one day. So, new features. So the home button is completely new and I've had a few days to get used to it. The home button is not a physical button anymore. It's like a 3D touch button, so it needs a capacitive fingerprint to work. So if I push it with like anything else, if I push it like through my shirt, the button doesn't move at all. In order to mimic the physical clicking, you can select how much you want the phone to vibrate when you push on it. So you get different haptic feedback, which is really nice. I usually go with the 2 setting because it's not as like hard as the 3, but it's a good feeling when you click it. And I think Apple's actually kind of preparing us for the iPhone 8 or whatever they're going to do for the 10th anniversary, because there's rumors that they're just going to remove the home button entirely and put it in the display. So this is like it's an intermediate stage for this. Okay, so the speakers are awesome on this. So now what they did was the earpiece is now it's a speaker that you can use to play music through. So I'm going to do a comparison of what the speakers sound like coming from my iPhone 7 Plus compared to my old iPhone 6 Plus. Okay, so they're really loud. And this is my iPhone 6 Plus. This is what the audio sounds. So the difference here is that the iPhone 6 Plus is just ejecting the sound from the bottom speaker, whereas now the iPhone 7 Plus has stereo speakers. And I found that this, like, if I don't need like that great of a sound, if I'm just trying to listen to music like while I'm at work, I can just prop my iPhone up and play music and it sounds just as good as like a cheap Bluetooth speaker. So it's nice that you can just use your phone and you don't have to have a Bluetooth speaker if you just want to listen to some music. So the cameras are also greatly improved. So I'm coming again from the iPhone 6 Plus. Let's talk about the front-facing camera first. The front-facing camera is now 7 megapixels, which is up from 5 megapixels from the 6S and up from 1.2 megapixels on the iPhone 6 Plus. That camera was so grainy, and not to mention the fact it also only recorded 720p HD video from the front-facing camera, and it's been like that, I think, since the iPhone 5. And Apple finally updated the front-facing camera to 1080p HD video. I'll switch to this camera so you can see what the quality looks like. So now I'm on my iPhone 7 Plus. This is the front-facing camera, now in 1080p HD. This is just a test to see what the quality looks like. Yeah, much better, much improved. Hey guys, I also wanted to show you what the video quality looks on my 6 Plus. So this should be in 720p. So the quality is a little bit worse. And if you compare this video to the video shot on my iPhone 7 Plus, the field of view on my iPhone 7 Plus is a little greater, so you get a little bit more in the image as compared to this on the iPhone 6 and 6S. And then now moving to the back camera, so this is the iPhone 7 Plus. So it does have the dual camera setup. So one is the normal wide angle lens, and then one is a telephoto lens. Having two cameras allows you now to have optical zoom up to 2 times, which I've used it a few times, and it's actually pretty nice because you still get the full 12 megapixel quality when using 2 times zoom, as opposed to before where you're just using digital zoom and it would just crop out whatever was not included in that zoom. So you get a degrade in image quality when that happens. But this, you can zoom all the way up to 10 times, and since you're starting from now the telephoto lens, you get better image quality because you're starting from a better image. And at the time of this video, Apple hasn't released their, I think it's going to be an iOS 10.1 update for the 7 Plus. So with this update, they're going to add a new picture mode where it's called Portrait, and it uses both cameras, and the effect that you get is you have one subject that's in focus, and then you can blur the background. And now this is an effect, this is a technique that most DSLRs can use. I'm really excited to try that out because I'm really into photography, and it seems like a cool feature because you can focus on someone, and if you have lights in the background, you blur them out to these like circles or bubbles, and they're called bokeh, and it's a really cool effect. Yeah, so that should be really cool when that's out. With video on the back facing camera, they didn't change much from the 6S, but coming from the 6, now I get the 4K video recording, and now 1080p 120 frames per second video, which was, I think on the iPhone 6 Plus you can only do 720p 120 frames per second and then 240 frames per second. But it's always nice to have more options when doing slow-mo. Another thing I want to talk about is the removal of this headphone jack. So this hasn't bothered me that much because I don't really use an aux cable or wired headphones that much. I tried out the Lightning ear pods and they sounded pretty good, but I also have a pair of Bluetooth earbuds. These are the JLab Epic 2 earbuds, and I looked at a bunch of reviews online, and they seem to have the best value for what kind of sound they had. So they're $100. You get them on Amazon. They actually have a surprisingly good amount of bass, and I like them so far. I also bought these to use these with my Apple Watch when I'm running. So the last feature I want to talk about is the new waterproofing with the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. So the iPhone 7 is rated, it's IP67, and that means the iPhone will withstand 1 meter of water for 30 minutes. So now that's not suggested that you do that. So this is more, I think, designed to be splash proof, and the occasional fall in the pool or I dropped my iPhone in the toilet situation. But yeah, so you shouldn't be going swimming with your phone, but it's always nice to have just in case, like accidental water spillage, your phone's not totally fried. Okay, so I think that's the end of this video here. Overall, I'm very pleased with this phone. It's a very nice upgrade from the iPhone 6 Plus. Yeah, so if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe for future videos. I've unboxed this phone, and I've unboxed the Apple Watch Series 2. I'm going to do another video where I go over my first impressions of using it on a day-to-day basis. I have some cool smart home tech videos that I'm going to do soon, so stay tuned for that. And I guess I'll see you in the next one.